Well, good morning, everybody. Jeff Slakey here on the Daybreak Show. I've got a great guest in studio now talking about a new opening right around the corner from us at the old Radio Ranch. It's the Shelton Family Center. It's going to be at 123 2nd Street. And Susan Kirchoff, the executive director, is sitting down with me right now to talk a little bit about the center. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We've seen your signage come up around the corner from us here, and the need is great in our community for something like this. Tell us a little bit about the Shelton Family Center, what you are hoping to do with the new building space, and kind of how we got to the point where we need you to do this kind of stuff.
Well, I'll try. So Shelton Family Center started about January of 2018. We started with an after-school program. So we were in Shelton High School, Olympic Middle School, and Oakland Bay Junior High, just touching kids. And we had once a week program where we were working with them, and the need became greater as we got to know the kids more, and they started trusting us more. They started letting us know the need, like, oh, well, I'm living with Aunt Susan, and, or I'm staying with my friend. Can you drop me off there? So just the need, and we started seeing it a little more. With that, we started exploring money because we are a donation-based organization. So we started exploring grant money, and we saw a couple grants come up available specifically for homeless youth. So then the more I researched it, the unfortunate need of homelessness for our youth population is increasing, and it's becoming quite a problem nationwide.
And it's quite a range in age when we're talking about youth in particular. Starts at 12, right? Goes up through 24.
Correct. So 12 to 24 because, that's a federal government ruling.
Okay.
And when you think of youth, we think a lot 12 to 17. Those are the children that are supposed to be with their moms, their dads, grandmas, and grandpas, for an example. But unfortunately, we have some, that number is actually growing of unaccompanied youth. The McKinney-Ventos in the school know of at least 128 students who are considered unaccompanied youth homeless.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a large number. Then you have the kids that are 18 to 24 who are graduating from high school. Maybe they're foster care kids. Maybe they're getting out of the system in some way, and they have no place to go. So that number, and we don't have an accurate count of that number because it's not a number, a population that has been reached in the past, pointedly reached in the past.
Even with those point-in-time counts that we see come through annually, or is that part of the? Do they count those ages in those point-in-time counts?
They do. Again, the point-in-time counts are evolving,
Yeah.
and it's a great program, and we're excited this year to be part of that. So it's giving the youth that targeted spot where they can go be counted,
Sure.
that they feel safe, and so Shelton Family Center saw the need, and we have been wanting, even prior to us becoming an organization, to have a drop-in center for youth in general, not just for homeless youth, but for a place where kids can go and hang out that's off the street and give them some fun space that they can see good interaction with adults. So hence we're opening Shelton Youth Connection, the drop-in center. That's what our building's going to be in the front half, and then in the back half we'll have our offices.
So let's talk a little bit about what people will see when it opens up on the 9th of September. We're getting there real close.
Close.
And the ribbon cutting's going to be on the 17th of September. So after schools, kids will have the ability then to come in and hang out together, learn different skills and things? Or
Yes
just a way?
and no. So we're still going to do our after-school programs, and we have not decided yet if we're going to continue to just meet in the schools or if we're going to transport the kids to the center.
Mm-hmm.
Our hours are going to be Monday through Thursday from noon until 4:30, because obviously we're limited until our volunteer pool gets
Sure.
higher.
Yeah.
But we are planning on a meal every day. So noon from 12 to 12:30, we'll be offering a meal, maybe just a sandwich, but it's a meal.
Sure.
When we open, again, because we're new, we're going to have just a space to hang out as the needs are there or identified. So let's say a kid comes in and goes, "Oh, I'd like to learn how to, I don't know, I need to get a job." So then we may take them to WorkSource and connect them with someone at WorkSource and then walk beside them and go, "Oh, hey, let's go apply for this job. And then let's go figure this out." So, and if we have to have a class that then shows them how to do that, then we'll work with that. So, or I don't know how to balance a checkbook. So we'll work with Peninsula Credit Union, who's already said they would partner with us,
Yeah.
and come in and do a budgeting class or how to run your checkbook and the simple life skills for success. Our goal in the future, we're hoping in the next year to, we're working at raising funds for it, is to put in 2 showers and a laundry service and a kitchenette so we can have a place for them to come in and be clean, get themselves clean, feel good about themselves.
What do you think of the work that you've already done in the schools? Like you mentioned, the building of the trust is going to help bring kids that, like you said, are not necessarily unaccompanied homeless or homeless in general, or but also just kids who are looking for a safe space in the afternoons. That trust that you've built already has got to be pretty hard to get to a certain level of trust point from
Right.
with them, and then knowing that they're there and you're going to be available for them.
Right. Well, and so speaking, I just as a personal note, I was homeless for a time in my life, even as a child. I lived in a very dysfunctional family, and I would never have wanted anybody to know that.
Right.
And in fact, people didn't know that because I hid it very well. So building trust and them feeling safe to come in and confide, that is the bottom line of any service, and to get them help.
Yeah.
So without that trust, we can't service them because they're never going to confide in us. You're going to get the kids that come in that maybe aren't in school, that are just, they're technically living on the street, and they're going to go, "Yay, I can get a free meal," or, "Oh, I can go in and wash my clothes," when that service is available for them. And that's a different pool of people. But the kids that are under 18, that is really, really a trust issue
Yeah.
and building a bond.
So with that, and you mentioned volunteers, what are some of the ways folks listening or watching this can get in contact with you, and some specific needs from a volunteer perspective?
So there's always ways to volunteer. So you can volunteer with items. And I know that sounds weird, but you could come in and do an art class. Bring your art supplies. Let's do an art class. You can donate art supplies. You could come in, and because we're doing the after school programs, and you maybe just want to do 1 day a week, you could volunteer for the after school programs. Basically, in the center, the biggest thing we need in the center is just people to come in and be there for the kids,
Yeah.
without judgment, without pre-ideas. You just come in and you just be there and be in their space, and let them know, no matter what they say, you're not going to judge them. No matter what they look like, no matter who they are, you can't judge them. You have to accept them the way they are.
Yeah. Shelton Family Center is opening up here on 2nd Street, 123 2nd Street. You can see the signage in the windows with the freshly painted walls and the new floors, right?
New
Thanks
floor.
Skookum Rotary on
Yes,
that one, right?
Skookum Rotary gave us a great donation to help offset the price of our floors. I'm so excited they were part of that. And we also got a little donation to do some outreach. I just want to plug that in and give them a little kick out from the Squaxin Tribe. Gave us money for a food outreach program to help us build our pantry up. The other thing you were saying about volunteers is we are really working to try to do a youth clothing closet and a specific youth-focused clothing closet. So if somebody has a desire to be involved in that, we would love somebody for that, because youth are different than adults. Like, what I wear is not something my daughter is ever going to wear. So having a collection of clothes that we can get from people, and this time of year specifically, as you're gearing up for school, kids are getting, "Oh, I don't need this anymore.
Yeah,
I don't like this anymore." And I can guarantee somebody's closet's got brand new items that they never wore last year at school.
For sure. For sure. So that would be what, 12 to 17 boys and girls?
Yeah, or even older, because even though we are that, it's such a broad scope, but you still think of a 19, 20, 21-year-old who wants to go get a job, they still need a nice outfit of clothes.
Yeah.
Or just in general, if they're living in the street and they're still wanting to wear more hip, cool clothes than what my age would wear.
Shelton Family Center is online again at sheltonfamilycenter.org and on facebook.com/Shelton Family Center. We'll put the links to that in the show notes here, but a good nonprofit organization here to the community that is really looking forward to helping out the youth around our area here. Susan, it was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
Thank
to talk
you.
with you, and wish you nothing but the best of luck as we get ready for opening day on September 9th, and then the ribbon cutting is going to be on the 17th.
Yes.
Thank you.
Come and see us.